Hi, hello, welcome. Welcome to this series for adding types to enquirer. This is the part 8 of the series. We have done a lot of work in the last 11th hour, and so we start getting to the fun part of it. So without further ado, let's get started. So here is where we left off. So we have converted most of the tests to TypeScript and get them working, except one over here. And this is where it really start getting interesting. But before I really get deep into it, well, because what happened, this is expect to be any string, and with this, of course, this will work, right? If we run the test. So before I get into it, let me finish the very last one. This util actions. It shouldn't be that hard to so that we get all of the tests into TypeScript. So let's do that first. So the drill is the same. Just convert this to a module with the assert, with the key press. This is looking for key press. So, okay, so that is interesting. So let's take a look at what do we get here, because we have not exposed that yet. Right, so this is a key press, and this export the key press. The issue my guess is this is not exposed outside. So let me double check. So this is getting the util. This is the main index.js. So we are, yeah, so we are not getting it outside. So let's just double check. Right, this include in the prompt. Just use them, and then that's it. So even if we look at the top level, take a look at that index.js is not being used, right? So this test is really not getting that from the main export. So this is really testing the utilities. So we will be doing it like this to get the function, right? And then this taking a key, and then the key press have an action function, and the type is key any. So since we are not exposing it, and then we are also not using this using TypeScript in here. So what we are going to do is not typing the key press, but instead just fixing the type over here to make sure that it works fine. Of course, in this case, I can set it to any. Key inherit from any, and then I'll be done with it. But that won't be nice. So let me just go in and take a look. So this is a key getting control action and all that. So it is probably expecting really the key type, right? The key type that we have created. So with that, we are good. So every single test, I hope, because this is support, is already in there. So this one is the one that's coming out. It's not really being used. and then here is just defining the keys. Oh, actually over here, this also shows that keys, right, have these types. So let's actually go and fix that. So key, it has a metadata, and it's a Boolean. Right. So to confirm that we are good, what we can do is also just convert this to TypeScript, and then from here stating that, oh, this is supposed to be a key type. So here then we can see what was the problem. We are missing the value. Okay. Come on. There you go. And the value can be string or number. Key.name. So this is potentially undefined. We know that where there's a case that this can be undefined. And but in that stream, I mentioned that while that is the case, it's weird that the name is undefined and all of these are undefined, right? So the same for this value. So what we are going to do is to fix that so that this will be okay. Let's see what else this is saying. It's not assignable to string. Okay, this is within this file. It's within this file. It's probably doing a conversion over here, a implicit conversion. So TypeScript doesn't like that, right? It would tells you that that is not what you really wanted. So let's convert that. Let's convert that. Because this is doing an implicit conversion anyway, right? Although this looks like a Hungarian notation, but well, works fine here. It's just a local variable, and then it has this key press, which is a string. Okay, so with that, this is saying this cannot really be undefined. The same thing over here. So this shouldn't be undefined. So with that, let me move those three required one to the top. And now, hopefully this will work. But this one doesn't because of this. This is an empty object. So let's say it is a record. The key press is a string, and then K is the key. I believe. Right? Yes, K is the key. Okay. So the press. This is missing the press. So let's see, what do we get here? This is assigning the key press. So to define it, really, need to specify that this is optional. And the thing is, since this would exist inside the this record, this result, right? And then it's export this keys.js. Oh, this actually generates this function, which I changed. I see. Yeah, so this, it get the input and then generate all those keys. So while the test is working, this is likely not what I wanted to do. So let's take a look at how this is being used right now. I doubt it is being used though. Well, it's being called and generated with this press. Let's see. Let's get the emitter. And it's really is not being used anywhere. I think this was created. This was just a one-time thing, and it's not quote unquote needed. So if that is the case, I'm not going to mess around with this for now. But I should though. What should I do here? I should though, because this is really is representing the key. Nah, let's forget it. Let's just keep it like that for now, and then forget about this. This is not really the key. This is just an input to generate the key that will be present over here. Right? Although these are the keys, so these are true. So if we are if we really want to make the type work, we should follow this, which all of these are not optional, and then we have to adjust all the tests to or the code so that it can accept a non-optional key. But it can be done, but this is just a very minor thing for now. So I'm decided not going to do anything with it. Right? Because when the key press this, you can see that this is not a complete type. So if I make this all of this non-optional, all of this will fail, and then need to deal with it. All right. Okay, so let me check that in. Second, for this I converted to just follow that, and then well, just for this right now. Really, this code is just a one-time thing, so not going to worry about it. Just keep it like that. Okay. Well, let's say add type for multi-select. And before I check in, I saw there are 2 errors over here. Because over here, I was already trying to add the type in there. Great question. Let's put in autocomplete is a prompt. Oh, with all this. Okay. Let me fix that later. We're not going to leave it like this. But this work? Yep, this will work for now. But we're going to update, change orders. So right now I just want to make sure that things are okay and able to check it in. So just run it again, make sure the types are fine. Nope, that's one issue. Max select. So the multi-select. Right, the T right now, let's just put it any. I think multi-select does it work? Okay, it does work. All right. So, okay, now let's get to the fun part. So the issue really is that the type. Well, let's take a look at the original type. So it will create the original one create this base options, and with all this a bunch of these functions, it doesn't really utilize any generics, and this have this choice and so on. And then over here, it specifies a type for a particular string. So it's a string literal, and then for those is array prompt, and it have additional options, right? This max choice and so on, and multiple. Because I guess this is a list, this is based on an array, they say, right? However, this is not sufficient, because what I want is that when you define, so when you go back here, when you define the choice or you define something in this question object literal, the functions that you override, like the format, the result, those things will automatically pick up the type that you select, that you actually want to use. So it will provide a much nicer user experience. Right, so it doesn't serve that purpose, and the key thing is this type and the actual value type are 2 different things, right? for example, over here, the input. Over here, say the initial is a string, but does it has to be a string? Well, maybe it does for some of it. Like this is a string prompt, this is a Boolean prompt, and then this is a number prompt, and then here have some other things. But for example, for the array, right, the type is, my guess is these are not correct, right? So let's go back and look at what we got here now. So the key things we want to focus right now is this question. Okay. So the tests are passing for now, so we don't have to worry about that. And so it's all about this T, right? The answer type. So the first things we need to do is to extract out the base. Okay. So the question is, how do we want to organize it? This is inside this namespace, and then with this type question. So if I create, say, a question based, and then put some of the basic stuff in there, the user can see this question base, which will be confusing to them, right? Because for other, the question and then it's a numeric question and so on is something that they can use, but this question base is not. So because of that, I'm going to do the same trick and tuck it under the question namespace. Doing it like this over here. Okay. So for those, it will have these, right? So let's get this under here, and then yeah. By the way, we haven't solved this symbol yet. And then this show Boolean is okay. And here likely is an error, right? Should it skip? And this likely is the T. So the symbol I don't know, so let's put that over here for now. And add all the semicolon. And so this would be question base and this. Right, so all the stuff should still work fine. And we can make this even smaller. Right, it's still fine. So now we end up with this. Right. So what we want to do is that for specific type, we will be able to describe the type T completely separated from the class hierarchy. So what I mean is, let's get this. So this is okay, right? It's a numeric question. So for the number prompt, this is a numeric question, and we don't need the additional type. things like that is okay. Right. See what else we got here. The main issue is really the array. And also this, well, this is a special one because string can be multi-line while it is not an array. Okay. Oh, by the way, just want to double check that are this correct? This is select prompt. And then scale is array prompt. Snippet is normal prompt. Dot is normal prompt. Survey is array prompt. Form is select prompt. And then editable is select prompt. Basic off is off, I guess, off prompt. Okay. So I think we get all of them. This is a string prompt, but it's not really a string prompt. I think this is inherit from the wrong thing. All right, it's good. Address other from types base class. Right, because those I didn't cache those because we don't have any test for that, for the scale and so on. So let's just do that first. And then take a look at the array. So we want to fix this one. And to fix it, this array definitely has a T. This will be a T. There's a problem over there. And a whole bunch of other problems. So now the question though, well, let's set it to a default type. Let's see. Yeah, they are incompatible. Yeah. Well, one way to fix that is make it an array prompt. I thought I just make it generic. What do you mean? Because of this. Okay. So what error do we get? Get a whole bunch of errors because now this has any type. Array prompt, because the array prompt that we just specified didn't have a default. Okay. So before I continue on this, I want to make sure that I understand the behavior. So support choice as object, that's fine. Should support really a async function is returning a promise. So maybe that's why it's have this underscore. Should take a number, should take a string. Okay, so this means, well, by default is the name, which is a string, which will always be a string, but it also can be an index. So the initial, this initial is actually not the value, not the default value. So let's take a look to see if we were we doing it correctly. So this is completely not the case, right? This initial is the is it really the value, or is it default? So let's make sure we understand, we fully understand, because this is the prompt. This is a prompt. Let's see if it have any initial. Right. This is used as the initial value. How about default? It's not used here. So the two actually behaves differently. Right. In the array, the initial is actually the name, either the name of the choice or the index of the choice. While in the base prompt and likely others, this is actually the default value. So that is a little bit confusing, because given that it also have this default. So let's see, let's take a quick look again. Yeah, so they're kind of using them in the same way, right? So now the question is, what should we do on in the TypeScript side? So we get this initial. This is, assume it's a string, but at the same time here it can be a function. But it never really talk about the default value, right? So yeah, it's how it is written right now, making it confusing. So when it run, it will call this initialize, and if it is the initial was a function, then it will get triggered and set it back to initial test. So obviously this is just a patch in a kind of patching it at the wrong place. It's not taking any parameter. So there's several things going on over here. So we need to figure out what is the better approach. So with TypeScript, my initial thought is to clean it up, reduce the number of options, so that it's more straightforward. However, since the default is only really being used here and it have this logic, so if you apply both initial and the default is actually ignored and you have to put the things in the initial. And this is really is the only place that it describe it use this default value here, for example. Yeah. It's really not too nice with that. So what I would do is, again, go back to the original question. Is that instead of inheriting from the base question, this question, I'm going to inherit from the base and then add my own type here. No. Right, so this file with a whole bunch of stuff is missing, likely missing the initial. Well, no. this is missing the, not missing anything. Over here is missing the initial. So here the initial can be string, or it can be a number. Okay, and this also can be an object. So what does it mean? This means that all three are selected. Is that what it means? Seems like it. Is there any other example? It's an array. It can be an array, and it can be an object. Can it be an array with numbers? It doesn't have that test, so let me actually add that in. But before that, I need to fix the type. Let's just do that for now, and we will start writing tests to figure out what it does. Well, so this is the same. It's just that let's mix it up. 1 and 2. So this expect to be B and the C. So since I am because I haven't add the other new other things that was in the base question. This. So the one in the test are just these two. We'll add the add this one. So the format value is supposed to be correct. Because over here now, this is an autocomplete, and we do not know what are the choice yet. Yeah, so unfortunately, this one right now doesn't work. Because now as we look at it, this is a autocomplete, and I think before that maybe we were assuming it is a string. Let's just double check. Oh, oh, we marked it as any. We mark it as any to get around the issue. Right. So if we do any over here right now, will the problem go away? Yes, no, or maybe it's not down here, or maybe it's over here. I don't know which one, but in either way, we will continue where we are at right now, and then fix this later on. Come on. Okay. Because what happened is until we're done, maybe we would never able to resolve this case. That's one thing that I realized. This the answer should never default to type answer. So this should never happen, because when you're using it, you're always expecting there's one of it. So you won't expect it can be anything, right? So this, let's default it to string. This is default to string now. Why are you still complaining? A great question. That's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. Because I have the type default to string already. Okay, guess I know what happened. It's this guy. this guy, keep it as number date. You can see that this is still taking answer. Of course, this I will expect is still the same, but I cannot pass that in. Unless I extend this construct parameters, use a different one essentially, and pass in the additional types. So for now, if I say this is an array question, then specify this. Then you will see that this is T. Is the generic type couldn't be passed down. Couldn't be passed down. How can I solve this? I can do a hack. Oh, autocomplete is not generic. Oh, autocomplete is generic. What are you talking about? I just make it generic. What do you mean? Oh, may not follow now. Come on, it is. Oh, this one again. This one. This I need to think about it later on. For a second, why? Oh, I see. This is getting way too much, too complicated. Back to the original. And then see if we have a better solution. Well, one thing I can do over here, although it's kind of faking it. No, actually I shouldn't. I'm thinking about converting this to a function, which will solve all this problem. But it does make sense that you can extend from autocomplete or any of the prompt class and do your own thing. And when you do that, let's think about it. It makes sense to pass that t in, right? Because you need to define your prompt need to be able to accept different kind of answer, and so you need to pass that to the base class. So the question is now, is this constructor param? That's the problem. It doesn't take the type t into consideration to drill it down. So because when you do this, you get the type of autocomplete, and then the generic is gone. So that's why over here, the type of the value is still answer instead of t. So one thing we can do, obviously, is to reorganize this and expose this, because this will be very hard to be reused. And let's do this part first. To complete. Just don't mess with those default value and things. And then over here I know exactly what kind of prompt you are looking for. Is the autocomplete, because this is specific question type for autocomplete. Right, so now I can use supposedly, but we can't because this is at the top level while I'm doing this at the prompt level. So now it comes down to how we want to organize this alias. So we were doing this inside, define the thing inside and then exposing it outside like this. But in general usage, it's very, I would say, very unlikely you would use these prompts and do it. That's just not how nowadays JavaScript use the libraries, right? So I would say that the top level, this is more important than the one that's inside. So what I'm going to do is to convert this or flip them around. Say these two, let's get you to out here, outside, and then say this like that. So to flip that aside and flip that around. So now with this, I should able to get this question and then pass the type T in there. So with that, the value is type T. Now I'm able to get the that one right. Over here, what we will be doing is this is default to string, right? So these the string type is working, because that's what we default this to. Same for this one. Okay. So this is an improvement, and we will gradually do the other things for the other type to flip it around, because this is the dominant way to use the classes. So anyway, we have passed the hour right now, so I'm going to take a break and we will continue on the next one. Hope you enjoyed this. That was a little bit hip hop, and well, that's what happened when you actually trying to write code during live. And you can see that there's still some problems over here that have implicit any, and which I haven't have not fixed. Let's see, actually some other stuff, but haven't. But anyway, I'll continue that on the next stream, and hope you enjoy this, and I will see you on the next one. All right, bye bye.